Hi guys, thank you for taking the time today to join me for this webcast. Now, today I'm going to be focusing upon the world of dark kitchens. Now, dark kitchens are kitchens exclusively set up to simply only offer deliveries, and they're becoming increasingly popular throughout the UK. There are two main points that I want to focus on today. Firstly, how do we go about setting up a dark kitchen? And secondly, if you've already got one, how can we scale your current setup? So today I'll be covering several different areas, but I'm going to start off by focusing upon the UK delivery market and how that's changed over the last few years. I then want to move on to look at the different dark kitchen models that are available. We'll take a quick look at the planning that needs to take place if you are looking to set up a dark kitchen. And technology, it quite clearly and undoubtedly plays a huge role throughout dark kitchens. And I want to make sure I outline the key technology components that are crucial. Finally, I'll finish off. I'll give you a brief overview of everything that we covered today, and I'll drop some details down there. So if you wish to contact us for any more information, you can do. Now, right now, it's absolutely booming within the UK delivery market. I had to double check this, but there's a figure of 8.1 billion, and that is what the market is worth per year within the UK. It's so easy for any of us simply to pick up our phones, to go onto the internet and to order food. It's delivered within minutes and we're all incredibly happy. Now, it's not always been like that. Back in the 90s, when we started off, there were fully integrated brands were launched and they enabled us to order delivery from local restaurants directly to our houses. But moving forward, let's touch on the 2000s, the mid 2000s. We said hello to the likes of Hungry Horse, and we said hello to the likes of Just Eat. So we could go online, we could look at hundreds of different restaurants, and we could order and pay for a meal there and then. It made it super easy for any of us then to order our favorite foods. And it just introduced such a wide audience for so many different restaurants to actually supply to. We can now take that even further forward. Let's take another step, okay? We're now with the likes of Uber Eats, with the likes of Deliveroo, and they have made it so easy that restaurants do not even need to worry about the delivery side anymore, okay? So whether they're driving, whether they're whizzing around on their mopeds, or whether they're even cycling around the streets of London, the Uber and the Deliveroo armies that they've got out there have just made it so easy to deliver across the UK. Now, talking of deliveries, the UK market is growing and it's growing at some rate. It's growing at 13.4% year on year. And there's no sign that this is actually going to slow down. So let's actually take a little look at the dark kitchen models themselves. Now, before I go into this, I just want to make you aware, because there are other terms you may have heard dark kitchens called or referred to. You may have heard them called virtual kitchens or cloud kitchens or even ghost kitchens. And this is because they're not regularly seen by the public. That's my favorite one. I do like the term ghost kitchen. Now, there are several different types of dark kitchen. You can have a single or a multi-brand setup. And there are even delivery-owned aggregator kitchens that are owned by the likes of Uber, owned by the likes of Deliveroo, that are set up and can be rented out by restaurateurs across the UK. Okay. Right now, the demand for dark kitchens in the UK has spiked. The average business within the F&B industry works towards a 10% bottom line figure. Okay. And there are a lot of factors for businesses that they are not in control of, but can make big impacts within their business. When you look into running a single or a multi-site dark kitchen, these start to be minimized. These factors go down slightly. You no longer need that prime spot on the high street. You don't need the shop front, and you don't even need the seating area. So the cost of rent is generally reduced. There's no need for a front of house, so you don't need the front of house staff to be employed, which in turn brings down the running costs for businesses even more. Now, I read a recent study that 60% of adults order at least 2 takeaways per month. Okay. And it's also predicted that food deliveries within the UK are going to grow at 3 times the rate of bricks and mortar restaurants. So right now, as we speak, it sounds like a pretty good time to get involved when it comes to dark kitchens. But please just be aware that it's not quite that easy. With no physical street presence, it's quite hard to differentiate your business. And it's therefore absolutely crucial that you have your marketing on point. Okay, now if you are looking to set up a dark kitchen, then planning is obviously going to be vital. And here's just some of the key elements that you need to think about. Now, the focus of this webcast is on automation, it's on technology, and therefore I won't go into depth on many of these, but ensuring that you have the right investment is simply crucial. And there are many different sources that you can look into when it does come to investment. Choosing your location is a huge factor. You want to be in an area that's highly populated, but this doesn't need to be on the high street, so you don't need to be paying those high rental fees. When it comes to deliveries, you have a couple of different options actually. So you can have your own delivery drivers, which will allow you to build that relationship with them. I guess they'll be able to build relationship with your customers, and you'll be able to have that more of a core team. However, you could also choose to work with aggregators such as Deliveroo or Uber. And by doing this, it's going to give you potential to supply your food to a lot more people as such. So when it comes to your operation systems, as an owner, you need to make sure that the flow is end to end. You need to make sure everything is in sync. It's crucial. So from taking online orders, from someone going online and placing an order, through to that going through to your food production, so into your kitchen, that going being cooked and going through to delivery, and even thinking about your accounts. Okay, so I'll touch on this later just in a little bit more detail, but in addition to this, modern POS terminals like ICO are cloud-based. So this simply means there were lower upfront costs, updates are fairly rapid, and they're just generally easier to manage. I want to give you an idea of what this could look like, and I've put together a few of these technical components for us as well. So let me just set the scenario here, because I've had a recent conversation with an outfit with an operation within London, and they have over 10 dark kitchens within central London. Now, they came to me, they came to ICO because they wanted to optimize and scale their current operation. They've got a lot of IT systems and they wanted to streamline this and simply make it easier. They wanted one single unified platform. So when I say that, I'm talking they wanted one platform that managed their front of house, their back of house, and even their kitchen systems that they were using. They wanted everything to be in sync. And importantly for them, they wanted a cloud-based system so they could move and they could scale at the same pace that they wanted to. So let's just check out a few more components that they actually needed. One of them was online and mobile ordering. Well, what they wanted from this online platform was for it to link with their POS. That was key. They also had an app and they also wanted this to link seamlessly into the kitchen setup. They wanted any orders that were placed through the web or through the app to be able to be sent directly to their kitchens to the food production point. This would then allow kitchens to essentially be more efficient. The orders would be made quicker, and the orders going directly from the web to their kitchens means that staff within the kitchens don't have to wait, don't have to click any buttons to approve the orders, and it's simply speeding up this end-to-end process. Now, delivery platforms were huge for them. It was imperative that ICO was integrated with Deliveroo and Uber Eats because 95% of their orders were coming from these platforms. They've spent years building a client base from Deliveroo and Uber, and they needed to use a POS platform where they could take that client base across to. Now, they wanted any orders or any deliveries sent from Deliveroo to appear on the POS system automatically. The main reason for this, and the main reason it was key, is because they wanted to check how long each dish is taking to be prepared by the chef. Because at the end of the day, this is impacting on delivery times for them. Also, with limited staff within the kitchens, enabling Deliveroo orders to be sent to a POS simply helps reduce the time taken by staff members. So it's incredibly easy for all orders to be sent via Deliveroo, via Uber Eats, or even via the phone to be managed by one centralized POS terminal. In fact, with ICO, we have direct integration with both Uber and Deliveroo, which means even the middleware license fees are completely cut out. You do not pay any middleware license fees at all. Now, you may already have your own delivery drivers out there. Having spoken to many restaurants that do, there are certainly some key factors that we need to consider here. Now, we need to assure that your drivers have tracking apps. This way, as a manager or as an owner of a dark kitchen, you can see exactly where they are and when they are on their way back, and then you're able to actually give them or prepare the next delivery or the next order for them to take. Otherwise, and I've seen this, you're simply going to be double guessing when your drivers are due back, and this can end up delaying orders. Now, making sure your drivers use a delivery app is also key. With ICO, all drivers can have a delivery app with them that can be used on Android or can be used on iOS. So every time they deliver an item or deliver their takeaway, this can be updated and the information will go directly in real time back to the kitchen. The drivers can also use this app to find the optimal routes to their delivery address. So this is going to help speed things up as well. Now, kitchen management. The dark kitchen company I was speaking to stressed to me that kitchen displays have to be synced with their POS. Okay. Not all meals that are sent to kitchens, to dark kitchens, need to be prepared at the same time. Some meals take longer to prepare than others. So you need to ensure that when meals are sent directly to the kitchen displays, they're sent at the correct time so that the chefs can optimize their cooking times. A lot of the times as well, orders that are placed through apps don't need to be delivered there and then. You might order something now and it needs to be delivered later. So these orders do not need to be sent directly to the kitchen display straight away. They need to be shown to the chefs at an optimal time so that they know exactly when they need to be sent out and they know when they need to start actually cooking their meals. Now, running a dark kitchen operation is not just about the deliveries itself. Okay, it's about managing the entire operation, and this includes stock. And inventory management for restaurants is simply an incredibly important thing to do. If you currently own a restaurant, then you'll know what I mean when I say inventory tasks such as stock counts and stock orders are not always staff's favorite things to do. In fact, they actually often occur human errors because people don't like doing them and they may be rushed or done incorrectly. If you're able to use a unified system that includes this inventory function, then you're essentially eliminating the human errors. You're going to reduce waste and you're actually going to streamline the delivery process. Dark kitchen owners are not often in the kitchens themselves, okay? So it's absolutely vital you can access real-time reports and real-time analytics. If it's the afternoon and you want to check out what you've done for lunch, for example, then you should be able to see how many orders have been placed. You should be able to see what stock you've got left. if you want to take a glance at your bottom line figures, okay, for the day, then you should be able to access this. And an all-in-one platform such as ICO will give you the ability to have access to all of this data as it happens at any point throughout the day. So next steps, drop us a line today and we can arrange a more personalized demo for you. We'd love to do that, full of the key tech components that are needed to get you up and running quickly. We can also tailor and fit the specific needs and requirements and show you how you can start to take advantage of the growing market right now. Because with ICO, when we say we're an all-in-one EPOS system, we really mean it. And we'd love to be a part of your future success. Now, I really hope that you've enjoyed this webcast today, you found value of it, and we really look forward to hearing from you soon.